Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. This is a short video, just wanted to update you on the progress of making of the Persian Assassin. Yeah, it's I already have the mix. I mixed many samples. I think there are about 20 to 25 samples at least, and one thing I learned in a hard way, that is the oud note, the note of oud, the oil of oud is very delicate, even though it's we all know oud for being very strong notes and basically dominates everything else. But when you work with oud, it's a different story. Oud is basically very delicate when you work with it. If you don't get the balance right, either oud disappears and you don't smell much of it, or it becomes so full front that you don't smell anything else. So working with note of oud or the oud oil is very difficult. But I learned it anyway. I learned it in a hard way. So I asked you before that if you have any suggestion, and I took those suggestions into my making of this perfume. So I knew few things. First of all, I didn't want this perfume to be similar to many oud in the market. So many of you will know, especially the people who love oud, that a majority of oud perfume in the market today are combination of either rose oud or vanilla oud, amber oud, or saffron oud. So these four basically dominate vast majority of perfumes in the market today. So intentionally I didn't want to use those notes with oud, because I want this one to be different from the vast majority of perfumes out there. So for that reason there are not much basically notes left to work with. And to be honest with you, those notes I mentioned, rose, vanilla, amber and saffron, are match made in heaven in terms of going very well with oud. So when you take these four away, is very little left to work with to make oud presentable, to make it basically to tame the oud. Okay. So in this excuse me, I got a bit of cold. In this one I try to avoid those four to make a difference. So there are three promises I can make you right now. One is, this is unique. You will never ever smelled anything like this before. Two is the quality. When you smell it, you will immediately notice this is a very high quality fragrance perfume, because the perfume oil I use are very high standard, high quality. And the third one is going to be beast mode. It's going to be very long lasting. So these three promises are basically I can make it for this amazing perfume. So let's go to the making of this perfume. So basically, as I said, I wanted to be a unique one. So by using a few notes that I knew would go well with oud, but they won't make the oud basically go in the background, I try to use incense and patchouli. These two are the main players with the oud. There are many other oils involved, but majority of all those oils are going to be supportive and basically making the structure of the perfume, to make it stable, to make it basically to withstand the base when you put it on your skin. Okay, so These three are the main players you will notice. So you'll notice incense, you'll notice patchouli, and you'll notice oud. And I mixed it in a way that I wanted the oud to be the flower on the top. So oud is the main player here. You will notice the oud more than anything else. Okay. In terms of smell profile, this is going to be very different from what you majority of you accustomed to. There is no sweetness here. If there is very slight. It's very earthy. It's smoky. It's going to be ashy. It's going to be a little bit on the powdery side. But as I said, the main thing you will notice is the oud, and the oud I use in this is the Thai variety. There are many countries produce oud in Southeast Asia. There are some countries which are quite famous for producing very animalic oud, like Cambodia and India. So I just didn't want to use these two countries' oud because they are very, very animalic and they are very, very barnyardy. And although I like those notes, I thought majority of people can't stand these things. So the Thai oud is quite delicate, shall we put it that way. It's not as animalic, and it's not as barnyardy as those are the ones I mentioned. So it's quite a delicate one, but you still can smell the earthiness. You can still smell a little bit of animalicness, because that's the nature of oud. Oud is a resin which the tree agarwood basically produce to encounter disease. They encounter the fungus. So you can imagine that resin, when it comes outside or inside the tree itself, it smells a little bit animalic. So there's no escape from that. Okay, so this oud is going to be slightly animalic, but nothing like Cambodian or Indian oud. So it's going to be very delicate. It's going to be quite earthy. It's going to be resinous. It's going to be a little bit balsamic, but the main thing is you will smell the oud, which is a very strong, smoky and resinous wood. Okay. I personally love it because obviously I'm the maker of it, but if you are interested and you want to purchase this oud, you have to remember these things I'm mentioning, because this is not going to be a cup of tea for everybody. This is going to be a reference, if you like. If you are interested in oud and you want a different oud, this is for you. If you are not into oud and you want to smell oud and see if you like to go to basically to acquire some oud, this is again a good starting point, because this is a naked. I try to make it as naked as an uncensored and untamed oud as possible. Okay, so many, as I said, there are many notes involved, but the main note you'll notice is the oud, which is it's like the crown on the head of the perfume. The rest are basically in the pyramid to support it, to give it the stage to shine. Okay, so if you like the things I described, if you live in the UK, obviously this is exclusively for UK residents. Unfortunately, I cannot post. This is for the many times I'm mentioning this. The post in this country is just basically they stopped posting or carrying or shipping perfumes for health and safety reason. This is what they tell us anyway. It's crazy, I know, but it's out of my control. Unfortunately, I cannot post outside UK. I love to post outside UK to people who watch me, to my subscribers who follow me, and I know there are many people that asked me for it. I sincerely apologize for that. It is just basically out of my control. So UK residents, the people who live in the UK, if you are interested in purchasing this, is going to be ready beginning of December, because although I made the mix, it needs to settle for at least 4 weeks. So I'm going to basically advertise it. I'm going to let you know first of all, and then I'm going to advertise it on eBay. The price for this, because the oud oil is more expensive than others, is going to be slightly more expensive than the previous one I made. The previous one are 15 ml for £15 for 15 ml, and that is because it's perfume extract, pure perfume extract, 60% concentration, and this is no exception. So this is going to be 60% concentration, pure perfume extract. Majority of extract in the market are between 25 to 30%, so mine is at least double, and that makes it very, very strong. So if you are into strong perfume, long lasting, different, unique, artistic, something to smell and think, okay, this is perfumery on the basically artistic side, on the unusual side, okay? This is not for the masses, this is not the usual, this is not easygoing, this is not everyday perfume. This is very special perfume for special occasions, and is quite personal as well. So if you like to smell as possible the smell of oud without any interference, this is the one for you. So you'll find the smell of oud uncensored and very, very strong, and it's very, very staged. Basically, it's very noticeable. I hope that was informative. If you have any question, put it down there. As I said, it's going to be slightly more, so it's going to be around £20 plus the shipping plus post for 15 ml. And as I said, if you are a collector like me, you have a big collection of perfumes, you won't need more than 15 ml, because this is artistic. This is basically exception to the rule. This is something that no perfumer will dare to go, because majority of perfumers they work for companies, and companies wants to sell, and they don't want to sell something that it will stay on the shelf and basically nobody would be interested in. Very, very few people will appreciate. This is the one that for people who appreciate oud in very basic nature. Basically, it's like you go into the woods in South Asia and you're smelling the trees, you're smelling the greenery, you're smelling the wood, you're smelling the earth, you're smelling the rain, and you're smelling a tiny bit of floral in the background, and that's it. This is the most realistic oud perfume, in my opinion, that is basically you can buy. I have many oud perfume in my collection, and I smelled hundreds if not thousands of perfumes, oud perfumes in my life, and this one is very, very unique. You would never ever smell anything like it. Thank you very much guys for watching. If you have any question, put it down there. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And as I said, it's going to be ready around early December, and I will let you know anyway. It's going to be on my I will leave the link for my eBay account. Thank you very much guys for watching. I see you later. Bye.